Okay, so this ended up being kind of the third recording in the same spot. And so I learned that each segment, I hit the maximum time, which was 20 some minutes. And so there'll be three, and then work out the kinks later. But it was good that I had to pause so that I could be more purposeful. And so where it was left off was myself at the turning point and making a decision to stay. And so that's a good place to start. So we all come to turning points in our lives where we make new decisions or change direction or location or job or shift to something else or end a relationship or start a relationship. And so that turning point. But what was initially on my mind for today, as far as I felt inspired or that it just really meant a lot, and usually it may not touch anybody other than me, or I need to re-establish it in myself or make it stronger in myself. But the hopes is that if it reaches just one person, then I'm meant to say it, in whatever capacity. And since public speaking and groups and those kind of things aren't my regular anymore, I'm trying this. Okay, so the original inspiration is like this: that here I am, one of the least of these. No real titles or super great accomplishments or just an average woman, you know. And so that's not the point, though. From my earliest memory until now, there's part of me that knew I had treasures inside. A handful of special treasures that weren't necessarily better, worse, but different, perhaps, than those around me. And that these treasures aren't going anywhere. And my belief is each and every one of us has that. Each and every one of us has equal access to our source and whatever that source looks like. And that source or sources or beingness gave us something, a gift that can help us navigate this experience. So whether you believe this is it, this is your only life, and then you're done and there's nothing after, whether you believe that you volunteered as a spirit to come here and try this experience out, it seems as if regardless, this might be a common ground that people could meet. In that, I can't really do anything about my external world or those in it or what happens about it. I mean, yes, I could establish control, and certain things can work for me around finances, or they might work for me as far as coaching somebody or whatever it is. But really, there's no control over the unknown or long term to where I can make decisions for people or any of that. The only place of power is right here. I can choose moment to moment. You know, I can choose and try something different, explore something different, soften something I have been really hard pressed about. Um, and I realized that when I was talking to someone as if I thought they needed help. They needed advice. They needed to stop this or start that. I realize now so intimately that I was disempowering them, meaning they have their own best answers, whoever they is. And wherever they're at is exactly where they're supposed to be, whether they chose it, whether they stay a long time or a short time or all for all time. It's none of my business. And I have to trust that the my source that I feel that we all share, the form just looks different, and the way that we practice or don't practice looks different. But they've got this. You've got this. I've got this. Now, we do need each other for comfort to say, keep going, hang in there. It's going to be okay. But what I'm currently practicing is not to go there or want you to go there with you or want you to go there with me if it don't feel good. Meaning, okay, if I lost a loved one, right? And the pain and the grief and all the emotions that go with that, right? And it's a common human experience. And so I want to be there for a friend, and I want someone to be there for me in those moments. But what I realized is overall, whatever I experience, I need to allow myself to feel it and not move on. Just get over it, you know. But soften it, and there's an ease about it. Okay, so see, that's already like, am I giving advice to me or or them or? Okay, so that's focusing on the problem. That's not what